Good morning, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the garden. Today, I want to talk about vacation. More importantly, how do you prepare your garden for, let's say, a short summer vacation, a week or less? My feeling is that if you're going to be gone for a week or more, you really do need to have someone that you know and trust to come and care for your garden while you're away. Yeah, that's what today's video is about, preparing for vacation. And let's be real, sometimes life doesn't always go how we plan. So it could be a vacation or it could be just an extended time away. So the first thing that you want to do, and this is for preparing for your garden for any time of the year, but especially during the hot months, the hottest months of the year, you want to make sure that your drip irrigation is set up and ready to go. So I have a 2-zone drip irrigation set up here, and this is just my garden hoses that go to different areas too. But my drip irrigation is set up to 2 zones, and I currently have them set to come on 3 times a week for let's see, 'cause I can't remember, for 20 minutes at a time. Now, when we go out of town, because most of our vacations are in the heat of the summer, when we go out, and this one, as you can see, is really easy to program. This is an Orbitz 2-zone. I'm going to go 25 minutes. That's station 1 is the first zone. Station 2. Oh my, I thought this was set up. That's not good. Do the same thing here. 25 minutes. Now, start time is going to be 6 a.m. And let me just make sure while I'm here. Nope. Yeah, okay. 6 a.m. And then I'm going to turn it to auto. So at 6 a.m., Monday, Wednesday, Friday, this is set to water for 25 minutes. Why? The reason why you want to set up your drip irrigation in the morning is because, or whatever your irrigation system is, if it's somebody coming to hand water or whatever, is because in the mornings, right now we're at 8 a.m. already and it's warm. You want to decrease the risk of evaporation from the plants. So you want to give that water a chance to get into the soil and really, really soak in so that it can be utilized by the plants throughout the day, not evaporate within 20 minutes. So you either want to water early in the morning or late in the evening after the sun's gone down. So now that your plants are watered, one thing I do is I like to fertilize. I like to give a good liquid fertilizer a day or two before I head out of town. Why? I do that because I don't want there to, I want to hedge my bets. I put it that way. I want to hedge my bets. I don't want there to be any type of deficiency, or I don't want anything to pop up while I'm out of town. I want it to be, I want my plants to have the best chance of making it on their own while I'm gone. So I want to make sure that they have everything they need already in the soil. So I go through and I literally hand water every single plant to ensure every plant gets properly fertilized before I head out of town. Next, you want to go through, and so you've fed them, you've watered them, you want to make sure that while you're gone, diseases don't pop up. Now, I'm going to show you something. I don't know if you, see if I can get a good shot of it. I don't know if you can see that yellowing on the tomato leaf over there. That's not okay. Anytime I see anything abnormal, I assume that it could spread. So I'm going to go through and make sure that every plant looks as healthy as possible. Look at how beautiful this is. This is a pepper plant. I don't see any signs of disease. I don't see it. There's no, if you look at the bottom here, you, if you look at the bottom of, my onions are in the way, sorry. If you look at the bottom of that pepper plant, you see that space? It's a good amount of space between the ground and that bottom leaf. Now, I've been working on removing all leaves from touching the ground, but it's a lot of plants out here, so I have a lot more to do. So while it's the cool of the morning, I'm going to get that done. But you want to eliminate as much of a risk of disease as possible before you go. So go through, clean up all the leaves, any debris that's on the ground. Like this, my long guy's coming through today, so I know he's going to get all this up, but debris like that on the ground is a perfect setup for extra roly-polies and all that kind of stuff. So just, again, and disease. So you want to pull that out. I was really trying to let this plant, this is the shard plant that's reseeded from last year. I was really trying to let this go to seed. And it's so close, but so close could mean that it's still not giving me seeds for another month or so. Can't wait any longer. Because of my growing situation here, I cannot wait any longer. It's also overshadowing some plants, even though I don't want to. Sometimes you have to make the hard decisions. I'm going to come in and remove this plant today. And if you could see all down up in there, all the dead litter on the ground, it's got to go. It's one thing if I put it there, it's another thing if the plant puts it there. because of, because the plant is, the leaves are dying or whatever. But it's got to go. You want to go through and you want to, look at that beautiful tomato. Horrible plant, beautiful tomato. You want to go through and see if there's anything to harvest. I know that in my situation, especially the fast growing things, I have a lot of cucumbers. Cucumbers and beans, I feel like I always have. Once they get going, they get going. And there's always, let's see if you can see it. There's always something to harvest. There's there, other cucumbers in there, some more coming on. Now, how I do it, another one down there, over there. I mean, can't see it. The darn leaves are so big and in the way, but there are cucumbers all up in there. I wait until the last possible moment to harvest, and I go big. So even if, let me show you an example of one. Where is it? Here we go. This that cucumber right there. I would typically let that cucumber go until it got bigger. But if I'm going out of town, I'm gonna pick it. I'm gonna pick it. I'm going to preserve it, do all the preserving possible before I go out of town. So again, that's going to be like the very last very last productive day that I have. So I'm not going to do this an hour before we leave. I'm going to, so I'm not going to do this an hour before we leave. I'm going to do this the day before, right before I pack my bag. I'm going to make sure that if there is something to harvest, I've harvested it. Beans are another one. Um, Anyone's grown beans, you pick beans constantly every few days. That's why I say if you're going to be out of town for longer, a week or longer, you need to have somebody come ahead of time, show them what to do, and make sure they're the kind of person that you can trust to do it. Because you go you go away too long with bean plants, honey, and you come back and your beans will be done. You'll be harvesting dry beans, but not green bean pods. So yeah, you're gonna harvest everything. You also want to batten down the hatches. So if there's anything like this that doesn't belong outside, it needs to be in the garage or shed. I left this out yesterday. When I realized that I left it out, I was already in the house. I was not coming back outside. But just in case it rains while you're gone, or there is a storm, a heavy storm, you want to make sure that your equipment is safe. Um, if we have a bad storm, and I know this because this shed is up against my fence. So even during the bad storms, nothing really happens to this, and it is staked in the ground. I do have heavy things near to hold it down, but anything like even this, even though it's in this bucket, it could rust. So these I use a lot. So I'm going to use them today to tidy up the edges of my beds because I don't like for my lawn guy to use the weed whacker too close to my plants. So I actually use these shears. But once I use them today, they are going to be safely put away. I have in this bucket fertilizers and all that kind of stuff. That all has to be. I would if I was going somewhere, I'd put all of that away. Um, Again, batten down the hatches just in case. Another thing that I find helpful, guys, I really thought that I was recording. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I said a lot. I don't know what I said, but I did want to throw this in there. Um, I have fruit bushes, as you know, that are not yet on drip irrigation. My goal was to have everything on drip irrigation by the time I left for vacation. That's not going to happen. So what do you do? What do you do if you just haven't gotten that far yet in your gardening journey to get into drip irrigation? Well, I'm glad that you asked. Because we are in the heat of the year, and because the person that will be house sitting is elderly and should not be out in triple digit weather and is certainly not going to walk over there or over there or over there, shouldn't be walking over there to water anything. Every day leading up to vacation, these plants get water heavily every single day. I want them to be at their peak condition in tip top shape when I leave here. And actually, before I pull off, the very last thing I'm going to do is come outside. And I'm talking about within 15, I'm not even exaggerating, guys. Within 15 minutes of me leaving, I'm coming outside and I am hand watering everything that is not on drip irrigation heavily, 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 heavily. So again, if you're going to be gone, if you're going to be gone for more than a week, that's not going to work. If you're living in a place like Arizona, I'm sure that's not going to work. So you want to have somebody in place that can handle what needs handling, right? I'm going to have my mother house sitting, and health reasons, no one that's elderly should be out in triple digit weather. But which is why I'm going to do the here's the truth. You can only do what you can do, right? Just do the best that you can. Prepare, think ahead, prepare as best you can uh, for gardening success. And for me, I'm not trying to have my mama out here having a heat stroke because I wanted her to water some darn plants. No. But so but I also want to come home to a nice, lush, healthy garden. So only thing you can do is the best you can and prepare, prepare, prepare. So if that is your case and you don't have drip irrigation set up because you just haven't gotten that far yet in your journey, or there's an issue maybe with your water line or something like that, um, just water heavily by hand leading up to and on the day that you're leaving. And like I said, have people in place, show them what to do. Even if you have to write it down, this is how often, this is how much I want you to use, how much water I want you to give every plant at this interval. Um, that way, when you come back on vacation, you will have live plants, not dead plants. So anyway, that's all for now. I do thank you for joining me in the garden today. And until we meet in the garden again next time, you take care and God bless.